those who have been speaking out there. And I have in mind the Wiper leader, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, because I have heard the Wiper leader say that we do not know where this money is going. I have heard the minority leader, deputy minority leader, Honorable Robert Mbui, say in press conferences, we do not know where this money is going to go to. The new clause 76, amending the PFM Act, obligates that any sale of shares will go to the consolidated fund. So those who are just speaking out there, Honorable Speaker, must know that now we are obligated by law that all this money, even what was in the bill was amended by the committee, that you cannot even have a special account that was the interest bearing to then later transfer within 90 days to the consolidated fund. See if the member for Naivasha would be in the house, or the member for Kajiado North, who I saw addressing a press conference out here on the IPO of Kenya Pipeline, but none of them were there. And you can see even now they are not here, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the new clause 76 also speaks to the dilution of shares in state corporations.
What's your point of order?
And it must be a point of order, not just a nuisance, Honorable
Thank
Speaker.
you, Honorable Speaker. Is it of our colleagues criticizing that they didn't bring the amendment? An amendment can be brought by will. Maybe they didn't want to bring. Is also part of protest. They are protesting out there, and they are protesting by leaving that amendment so that you do it the way you know.
What is the point of order there now, Honorable Speaker? That is a point of argument.
You're out of order.
And Honorable Speaker, you know, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Wanjiku Muhia, because she was also not in the house. I was only mentioning those members who shout out there in funerals, in street rallies, but they are not there when you are doing legislation. Even yourself as a member for Kipipiri, you are not here. And you even have no idea what this privatization bill is speaking about. You have no idea what shares dilution is. You are blank. You have no idea on anything. Honorable Wanjiku Muhia.
Let's proceed. Proceed, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying my last point was on shares dilution. Because part of the privatization, Honorable Speaker, speaks to dilution of shares in state corporations. And we have made sure that today, if the state is even to dilute shares in any state corporation, for instance, we own, I think, about 35% of Safaricom. If the state wants to dilute that shareholding from 35% to 25%, Honorable Speaker, that...
The member for Kipipiri was not there while I was seated right there, and I even received the response for my statement on the roads. Is it in order for this leadership to be speaking of certain members of my group that they are not in the house, to try to tell their constituencies that the members are not the house? I'm in the house now. Why is this leadership forming this tradition to try to incite the constituencies about the members who subscribe to Amunyoro? It is one term.
Honorable Muhia, you have made your point. I think proceed to
Honorable
move.
Speaker, Honorable Speaker.
Restrain ourselves to the moving of the...
Honorable Speaker, I was saying if you are to dilute shares, and I want Honorable Wanjiku Muhia to listen to me. If you are to dilute shares, dilution is reducing in layman's language. If you are to reduce the shareholding of Safaricom today from 35% to 25%, we have now obligated with an amendment in a new clause 76, an amendment to the PFM Act, that even that dilution in a state-linked corporation, because some are quasi-private, but the state has a link because the state holds shares. If you are to do that, Parliament must also now approve. That tells you that for any sale of any government investment, you cannot do it without the express approval of the National Assembly on behalf of the people of Kenya. That is part of the public participation, Honorable Speaker, that we are obligated, because when you involve the National Assembly, we are again obligated by the Constitution to make sure that in any of the processes that we do, we involve the public, and therefore public participation will be integral in the dilution, in the sale of any state investments, Honorable Speaker. And with that, I beg to move, Honorable Speaker, that we do read this privatization bill for a third time, and request Honorable Naomi Wako, who was with me here up to 9 p.m. And I have no apologies, Honorable Speaker, when I say that members are not in the House. Honorable Wanjiku Muhia was not here. Honorable Kibagendi was not here. The member for Kajiado was not here. Robert Mbui was not here. They are not all here. Even that rudderless, clueless, visionless group, none of them were here. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Wako.
Honorable Speaker, I second this bill, which is very relevant and very timely, and also appreciate the members who supported and debated with a lot of passion, and it is our prayer that this will transform our country. Thank you, positively.
Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question, which is that the privatization bill, National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2025, be now read a third time. Thank you, honorable members. I therefore now put the question, which is that the privatization National Assembly Bill number 36 of 2025 be now read a third time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide for a regulatory framework for the privatization of public entities, to establish the privatization authority and for connected purposes. Order number 9, motion. Report on the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Institute of Social Work Professionals Bill, National Assembly Bill number 17 of 2023. Question to be put and third reading.
Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question that the House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Institute of Social Work Professionals Bill, National Assembly Bill number 17 of 2023. Mover. And sorry, we haven't taken a vote. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I could see Honorable Kimilu was very anxious and confused me. Honorable Kimilu, you may proceed to move.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Institute of Social Workers Professional Bill, National Assembly Bill number 17 of 23, be now read the third time. I also request Honorable Millie Odhiambo to second, and before she second, I want to say something, Madam Speaker. I want to thank the House for the support. They supported this bill since we started, Madam Speaker. And I also want to thank the committee, which was resourceful to make sure that this bill goes through up to the third reading, and also the ministry, because, Madam Speaker, I've been working closely with all those parties, and they have done a good job. And I also want to thank some of the members, like Honorable Millie, who one day told me that our mother was a social worker. And having a concern with the social workers in this country, Madam Speaker, it is very important. So, Madam Speaker, I'm happy, and I want to appreciate all those who take part on this bill, and also some lecturers from Nairobi University, St. Paul University, Catholic University, and other universities who contributed a lot for this bill to reach where it has reached today, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I thank everybody who stood with me to make sure this bill sees the light of the day, Madam Speaker, up to this far. And I want to assure Kenyans that social workers are on the safe hands with the framework and with having a law on this social worker professional bill, Madam Speaker. So I, request Millie, Honorable Millie Odhiambo to second.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to second, and in seconding, I want to thank Honorable Kumilu for bringing this bill. I'm very passionate about social workers. As he says, my mother was a social worker, so I was raised by a social worker, and I saw the work she did firsthand. It was excellent work for the community and for the public, and we must honor social workers wherever they are. Thank you, and I do second.